It is 22 degrees. It was 10 degrees just an hour ago when I started the car and now drove about 20 minutes. We are doing, it's not labeled here, Navajo Knobs. We will pass the rim overlook and then we'll come back and we'll hit Hickman Bridge, a big natural bridge, which is a spur. This is gonna be about 10 total miles. Someone's glove with about 22 or 2,300 feet of elevation gain. I've done this before. This was my first ever hike in Capitol Reef. There's Hickman Bridge. We'll see that later. Pretty impressive. This is my first ever hike in Capitol Reef, so story time. My first trip, my first time in southern Utah was 2017 in the summer. Started in Colorado, flew into Denver, hung out in Denver, Boulder. Was gonna do Snowmass Mountain, which I just did this summer. Ended up not doing it, which thank God, because I wouldn't have made it up. We wouldn't have made it up. We weren't prepared. We didn't have spikes and axes. It would have been a mess. Ended up ditching Snowmass Mountain, which gave us an extra day, which ended up on after we went to Arches. We came here and I picked out this Navajo Knobs hike and I loved it. It was awesome. So now I'm doing it again to record it. This was like my introduction to like slick rock hiking. Thought it was so cool how the trail was cairned and everything. So really enjoyed this hike when I did it originally. Now it might not seem as cool, but I'm gonna film it for you. So this is one of my, I've done a lot in Capitol Reef. Check out my videos. I have a lot. I went here. This was actually my first GoPro. When I first brought the GoPro in 2021 in May, I went to Capitol Reef and the whole San Rafael Swell area. Those were my first videos I ever filmed with the GoPro. So please check those out. Fern's Nipple is a great hike, but I did a lot. Sulphur Creek, Temple Mountain, which I failed and didn't make it to the top of, Goblin Valley, Little Wild Horse and Bell Slot Canyons, all sorts of little hikes in Capitol Reef. So, and we hit this junction, very well signed, obviously. Like I said, I'm gonna hit the overlook and the knobs first, and then I'm gonna come back and do Hickman Bridge, mainly because I think it might be in the shade and I want to see it in the sun. So 4.2 miles from here to the knob, so roughly 9, and then, well, so maybe it's over 10, I don't know, 10 and a half. So decent, you know, decent day hike, but not super strenuous. And awesome terrain. Just look at this. We've climbed up just 150 feet above the road there, and look at all the cliffs that we're starting to see. And I like this volcanic landscape with all these big black boulders. Just awesome. So I will check in higher up. All right, so we're up on this trail heading that away. But here's where you can see Hickman Bridge from above. So there it is. I don't know if you can tell on the camera because you can't see sky beneath it, obviously. But you see it. I don't know if my finger's in the right place. You see it right there in front of us, the big opening. So we're gonna continue. We basically just go in and out on these shelves and continue climbing and wrap around these corners. It's actually a very convoluted way because you look at where you're going, you're like, it's right there, and it takes us forever to get there. So we're crossing this big drainage here. This is the drainage that leads down to Hickman Bridge, the drainage that formed Hickman Bridge. So I'm actually curious if on the way back I could just follow this down and cut off a mile that way and a mile down there. So here's what I mean. We're going that way, but we got to go all the way down there and then back up to cross these side drainages. So I think it's just too deep. Although I'm looking, it looks like we could just, I mean, honestly, it looks like you could shortcut it, but I'll follow the path. But this is what adds all the convoluted mileage. Another massive side drainage here that, again, It honestly looks like we could just go straight across. We got to get up over there, but it for some reason takes you all the way. So I'm actually debating shortcutting this one. So yeah, I might just go straight across right here. Just if you're going off trail, make sure you're not stepping on cryptobiotic soil. That's the big thing. It looks like someone did the same thing. These are just rocks. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go across right here. I know where the trail goes, I have the map. But do that at your own risk and based on your own, I mean, this isn't hard, obviously, to walk down this. I'm already in the drainage. There are footprints, so someone did this exact same thing. Now I'm just gonna cut up over here. All right, so we've hit the rim overlook right here. So we're about halfway out to the knobs. So here's your rim. Guess I might as well get all the way down for you. Right on the edge here. So there's the road we drove in on. We're up, I don't know, at least 1,000 feet, I would say. Look at that, whatever bird of prey that is. Right there, that's cool. Yeah, awesome. So let me take this off to see if I can point it out to you. So if you see right around there, I'm not sure if I'm in the right place, there are these two little white knobs out there. Those are the Navajo Knobs. That's where we're going. So again, it's just a bunch of in and out and in and out and in and out to get out there. So it's not very far as the crow flies. I would say a mile, but we have over 2 miles of trail. Interestingly, why are these called the Navajo Knobs? And yesterday I was on the Navajo Loop in Capitol Reef. We're not in Navajo Nation, so I find that interesting. By the way, look at those Henry Mountains out there. Gorgeous. So continuing on out to the knobs. That's a cool formation out there. I don't know the name of it. There's something off trail on a rough dirt road up there. That might be it, but I could be wrong. So I remember this part. This is the second major side drainage we've crossed since the rim overlook. And we have this big bending slick rock ascent up to close to that radio tower, I believe. I could be wrong. We might cut it short. But you can see the slopes from over there that you have to walk up on the other side. Well, we've come up the big slick rock ascent, not all the way to that tower. I swear the first time, maybe we missed the cairns or there weren't cairns and we went all the way up. But you can see we've rounded the corner. There are the knobs in the distance. Slowly but surely we're getting closer, but these side canyons just keep getting bigger and grander that we have to loop around. So it looks like there's just one more, but there's not. There's multiple. It's just hard to tell. Well, there they are. I think we got one more in and out here. There's some tough, just walking straight up, not super steep, probably 15 degrees. So equivalent to the treadmill on the highest setting. You're just walking up the slab for, you know, a couple hundred yards. Now we'll get our flat, slight down, and then we'll have to walk up that ramp on the other side, and then we'll climb on top of the knobs, which was pretty easy from what I remember to get on top of the highest one. All right, so we're at the base of the knobs. Path will wind you up, then you can climb up them if you so desire. Let's see, I remember it being pretty easy. Looks like there's a little use path It goes up on the right here. We will certainly find out. Footprints. Karen. Yeah, so you're gonna go right up this little, or do you wrap? I'm gonna say direct, the direct variation right here. This should get us up, I think. Quite a bit of snow. Look at this little baby. Oh, it did wrap you around. This little baby Karen. I like that. Snow's gonna add some level of potential slip hazard. But it should be fine. Which one is the highest one is the question. We definitely can't get up here. I think we gotta go over here. Even at the end, it's still convoluted. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. All right, on top of the highest Navajo Knob. Look at those Henry Mountains out there above the clouds. Awesome. There's the road through the park out to Hanksville. There's Fruta down there. Torrey's out there. Boulder Mountain that you see, the big shelf. Awesome. Let's see what we can see. So the San Rafael swell is going to be out there. That's where Goblin Valley is and Temple Mountain and all that. North Caneville Mesa is out there. That's a good video. You should watch that one. But just amazing. Slick rock, this big red wall. And then I don't know, these mountains are higher with snow on them. I don't know if they have a name or not. It's more just like a plateau right there. But yeah, definitely worth this. A good hike, not too challenging. You know, it just, if you hit the bridge too, it is going to be over 10 miles. But you know, not hard to navigate, very well cairned the whole way. It's a good introduction to like slick rock and cairned hiking for sure. So we made it back to the rim overlook. I meant to point out earlier, I might be in the wrong place, but that is Fern's Nipple out there that I've hiked, climbed. I have a video on that. It's a good video. Probably my favorite hike in this national park. So, feels better now in the sun. It's chilly in the shade, but feels perfect now. It's probably 30 degrees. All right, we've reached our drainage that leads to Hickman Bridge. I looked at the map. There's not steep topo lines, and we only have to descend like 100 feet. So unless I hit a cliff somewhere, which I will here, but I was gonna keep going straight, I'd like to think this is gonna be doable. So we are going to find out. Like, I don't think I can get down right here, obviously. I might not be able to, I don't know. This might be a wasted effort, but I still want to try. Like right here, I think is gonna drop off. But like this looks like, doesn't this look like almost a trail right here? This is what I was hoping for, like a crack that goes down. Look, footprint. Okay, I am feeling better about this adventure. So it's getting shallower already. I'm pretty confident we can get off somewhere. Where? I'm not sure. We're not going to be on top of the bridge, are we? So possibly right there. Yeah, somewhere we're going to need to get down. I just don't know what side I want to get down on. What does that look like? Okay, we can definitely get down right there. I'm thinking, can we just walk right off this thing? Like we could definitely get down in this on this side too. So we can get down on both sides. I just don't know what side I want to be on. And there lies, see, we're gonna be too high now. I need to pick one of those. Let me just get a view of this one. Ooh. I think this is the bridge. I think we're about to be on top of it. Yeah, so actually that actually looks a little challenging in some places, that boulder strewn, that boulder field. So I'm still unsure, I guess. So I will check in later if I can get down. Okay, so I'm gonna get down on this left shallower side, that steep side, and the reason I'm going to is, one, I can get back up here very easily right here. Always want to make sure you can get back up in case you get stuck, because when you drop and you get stuck on a shelf, that's called getting rim rocked. You do not want to get rim rocked. The other thing is, I saw footprints here. I saw footprints in the sand, so people have walked here and have walked up here from the bridge. So that is the other ticket that I know I can get down. There's footprints all over the place. So hopefully I don't hit a bunch of like ice and water. It's a little overgrown, but this is gonna take us down to Hickman Bridge. Ow. So yeah, I will check in at the bridge. All right, the plot is thickened a little bit. There's a big keeper pothole, which I've had to avoid. And then there's a ton of footprints on the sand. I just want to, even with the footprints, I want to make sure if I get down, I can get back up if I need to. And with this crack here, this smooth stuff, I can't. But with this crack, I'm gonna, oh yeah, I can definitely step up in here and get back up. So again, always make sure you can get back up, or else that's bad news. So that got a little hairier than I wanted it to be. We're not out of the woods yet. I don't know, there's so much debris in here. Like, I don't know where this is taking me. Please tell me there's not potholes full of water. Okay, no, a little bit of mud. Can get back up if need be. This is a fun little adventure. Uh-oh. See, here could be more potholes. Crap. How are people... How the hell are people getting up and down this? There's no way. So that's not full of water, it's a pothole. If I get down, I definitely can't get back up. I could continue for sure. But, man, we might have just hit the end of the road here. Unless I get up on this rock. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I can get up on this rock and go down over there. So, ow. Where did all these footprints come from? There's a bunch of footprints here. I'm glad I didn't just blindly go. And I was making sure I could get back up places. You know, maybe I cut up to the right over here, or maybe I just have to go all the way around. So this is the challenge here, getting up this. This is the hardest obstacle. So I have to step up in here. I'm gonna take off the gloves, but I'll be able to do it. I just need to focus here. As I like to say all the time, that was not trivial, getting back up. It was a little harder than I expected to step up into that crack. So I think I'm resigned to going all the way back around, unless maybe I'll keep exploring, see if I can drop down on this rock eventually. I don't think I can, to be honest. So this has been slightly disappointing because it looks so doable on the map. So I'm going to try again on rock. So there's no way. I looked up on the rock. There's some big drop-offs. The only thing I can think with the footprints that maybe people are canyoneering down to the bridge from up here, you know, short, very short canyoneering, but I didn't see any anchor points. So I don't know. There were footprints where I was in that little canyon all over the place. So I'm at a loss for words. I'm glad I was careful and didn't hop down anything. I couldn't hop back up in a pothole or what have you, because then I would be stuck and that would not be good. So I am shortcutting it back to the trail here, which should be easy enough, you know. Well, I see it right there, so yes, it's gonna be easy enough. But I'll show you when I get down to the bridge for real this time. So we're down in the drainage that has formed Hickman Bridge and that I was up high in, that I couldn't get down. I mean, it's possible maybe on the other side I could have gotten down. I didn't want to poke around too long. I'm on a time crunch. So there should be other people here now. I would think this is a very popular, you know, easy hike, obviously. Just a mile to this natural bridge. So in case you weren't aware, a natural bridge is formed by water. So it's over a drainage, whereas an arch is not, as, you know, by wind, you know, say wind, just normal erosion. So arches are usually up on cliffs, over drainages or rivers is where you'll find, or creeks is where you'll find a natural bridge. So that's the difference, just how they're formed. So there's a natural bridge here in the watercourse. It has a name. Maybe I should get you that name on the map. 1 second. Nels Johnson Natural Bridge, right here. So when we're getting close, there's a loop so you can actually walk through this natural bridge. So all right, so we went clockwise. Here's Hickman Bridge. So yeah, that side that I was on, you see that like 100-foot drop. I was not getting down that, so good decision on my part. And then over here, so over here maybe, you know, there were just some really big vertical looking boulders. So that would have been the ticket down if I were to get down. Would have been the right side, but if I'm ever here again, maybe I'll poke around. Let's get the best view. It's probably like right here, if I had to guess. So we'll walk through it. I'll get a picture from the other side and underneath. I'll show you when I'm underneath. But Hickman Bridge, here's your shot from underneath. Yeah, so that side was the ticket to get down. Obviously not that way. Noted, any of you trying to get down when you're up high, go on the right side. So I'll give you one more shot there. I'm gonna take a couple pictures here. This is definitely your money picture shot right here. Awesome view. Awesome view of the bridge. You get the blue sky. You can get the blue sky above, the blue sky there. You get the green bush. You get the cliffs through. Awesome shot of Hickman Bridge. So we are gonna head back now. We got a mile or so back to the car. I believe this is the Fremont River. Unless it's Sulphur Creek. I don't think it's Sulphur Creek. But this hike has come to an end, and this trip has come to an end. It's always sad when a hiking trip comes to the end. So anyway, I will see you on the next hike, wherever that is.